As we've reported, the Oil Well Setbacks Bill, SB 1137, which aims to keep new wells 3,200 feet away from homes, schools, and parks, is now on hold. This means it will now be up to voters to decide in 2024 whether the bill will go into effect again. But even though the law is no longer in effect, some advocates are not happy with the state's decision to continue approving permits. 23 ABC's Brianna Willis explains just how many of these permits have been authorized.
556. That's how many oil drilling permits were approved across California in the first quarter of this year. That's according to Frac Tracker, which pulls data from the state's Geologic Energy Management Division, known as CalGEM. And while this is legal, advocates say oil drilling permits in the setback zones will continue to affect people's health. But those on the other side of this issue in the oil industry say there are already regulations in place.
Regulators are going to review and potentially approve permits in conjunction with the local level, where potentially setbacks are already in place. And so right now, Californians and the oil industry are working with the laws that are on the books now.
Nearly 1 in 5 Californians live within a mile of an active oil well, according to Frac Tracker Alliance data.
We know that birth issues like low birth weights and preterm births, as well as respiratory issues, are known to be caused by living near oil drilling.
Stephanie Valenzuela with the Center for Race, Poverty, and the Environment and Lisa Tucker with Consumer Watchdog say one group is targeted the most when it comes to having wells near their homes.
Communities that are located there deserve to be protected from these devastating illnesses. And of course, the majority of people who are exposed, who live the closest to the wells, are people of color who live in sometimes disadvantaged communities.
But people in the oil industry say a lot of these wells have been in place for decades.
If you're an oil producer, you're asking, well, why did the homes come so close to my oil wells? Not, where am I going to put new ones, but why are the homes now here that we were here by ourselves before and now people have encroached on us?
Senate Bill 1137, designed to prevent oil wells from being built within 3,200 feet of homes, schools, and parks, is now on hold. The bill has passed a petition to go through a referendum, and Chad Hathaway, owner of oil company Hathaway LLC, says he believes this bill should not pass because the industry already has rules in place.
Previous practice is we have to mitigate for dust. We have to mitigate for gas. We have to trap our gases. We're one of the most regulated industry in the world. And these are all things that we are currently regulated for because of safety, because of pollutants, because of things like that.
Frac Tracker Alliance says in Kern, 383 permits were issued in the first quarter of this year. Adding 81 of those, or 21%, were within 3,200 feet of residences.
On the governor's part, it's hypocritical because he's publicly championed this bill and setbacks in general, and to then have an agency under his authority go and approve almost 1,000 permits, with most of them being in the setback zone, it is frustrating to hear.
Valenzuela adds even though the law is not in effect, the state has halted permits before.
We know that CalGEM has the authority to stop doing this because they've already stopped approving fracking permits on the basis of public health and climate concerns.
But Kara Green with the Western States Petroleum Association says this law only hurts overall production.
I think it's important people know that the oil industry has supported setbacks, and they're based on health and safety within a community. Kern County has setbacks, Ventura County has setbacks, but a one-size-fits-all approach does not work for California.
The law was only in effect for a month and will continue to be suspended until next year's election. We'll of course continue to follow the progress and bring you the latest details. In Southwest Bakersfield, Brianna Willis, 23 ABC News, connecting you.